I was sitting here looking at my memories on Facebook. You know how they put those on every day? They go back as far back as when you first joined Facebook. And sometimes I get a kick out of it because I'm reminded of the things I've written and told on Facebook. And I think, oh my gosh, why did I tell that? But other things bring these stories to mind, and I remember them again. But if I read it, I can get more detail into the story than if I were to tell it to you. Now, I'm going to read this one to you. Now, this goes back 47 years. I couldn't believe it when I figured out when this happened. This was when I went to Las Vegas. I've only been once, but I went to a meeting there that was a 5-day trip, and this is one of the things that took place while I was there. So I want to read it to you, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. Consider, 47 years ago, my parents were both living, and I had gone to visit them one weekend. So I'm going to start like this, so just bear with me. Wish I could find the photograph of me to show where I look just like Miss Kitty in Gunsmoke. I was attending a meeting in Las Vegas a number of years ago, staying at the brand new Aladdin Hotel at the end of the strip. Now, the Aladdin Hotel is not there anymore, but it was a new hotel. It had only been open 2 months when I went. We had the afternoon free, so I went out alone and headed down the strip to see what was going on in other hotels besides gambling. You talk about hot that week. How hot was it, you might ask? It was 107 degrees, to be exact. Even I was drinking water, and I don't like water. A 2-liter Coca-Cola cost me $5, and that was in 1977. Okay, I'm going down the strip, strolling along. The first hotel I came to was the MGM Grand. All of you remember the MGM Grand, the first MGM Grand, before it burned. That's when I was there. I don't have to tell you that story. That's one you would never forget. Okay. I wandered through the casino and found myself strolling through a long basement corridor about as long as a city block. It was very wide, had tall pedestals. Down each side of the corridor, the bust of a famous actor stood on each pedestal. The names were labeled on the wall, but I wanted to see if I could first guess who they were. I was pretty good at naming movie stars because I knew all of the old actors that were famous in my younger days. I reached the end of the corridor and went through a doorway that was the beginning of small shops, all kinds of shops. I even found a clock shop that had every kind of clock and watch you would ever want to own. I took advantage of their beautiful selection of pocket watches and bought one for my son's high school graduation. It was a beauty. Of course, you wouldn't expect to go to Vegas and not come across a photo booth. You know the kind, where you wear a costume, get all dressed up for an 8x10 photograph to take home to the family. Didn't take much for them to draw me in. The lady gave me a choice of several costumes and then handed me one of those long Western saloon girl dresses to Velcro in the back over my clothes. Then she gave me a wide-brimmed hat with a big rose hanging down one side. Colors didn't match, but it didn't matter because the photo would be in black and white. My hair was cut very short at that time. The lady told me to sit in the chair and hold a long-stemmed red rose between my fingers. Sitting on the table beside me was a tall bottle of Jack Daniels, the biggest one I had ever seen, and a 6-gun lay beside it. I looked as much like a saloon proprietress or a dance hall girl as any you've ever seen on Gunsmoke. I kept looking around as I posed for the picture, for fear someone from my conference crowd might walk past and recognize me. You talk about embarrassing. I embarrassed a lot easier back in my younger days than I do now. I got my saloon gal photo, not bad if I do say so myself, and after the conference ended, I returned home from Las Vegas. Then I went to visit my mother. I pulled out the 8x10 picture and handed it to Mama. My dad was watching Gunsmoke at the time, as he did every week. I said, Mama, I want you to see the replacement they've chosen for Kitty on Gunsmoke. What do you think? She looked the picture up and down and said, yeah, she looks right pretty. I heard she was going to be leaving the show and they were going to replace her. Well, I didn't know anything about that. But she told me, not for 1 second did my mother recognize me in the photograph. I finally pointed my finger at the picture and said, Mama, that's me. She pulled the picture closer to her face and said, why, it is, ain't it? I have no idea whatever happened to my famous photograph. But I figure when I die, I can see my kids running across that picture and placing it at the foot of my casket. People will be asking, why did they put a picture of Miss Kitty at the foot of their mother's casket? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. If you read this story and liked it, keep in mind there will be a lot more stories like this in my next book. Now, this is what I wrote a long time ago, which has yet to be published. You will definitely want a copy of the book. I didn't have any books then. I can't tell you the title yet because I keep changing my mind, but you can bet your bottom dollar it will be a very befitting title. If you have any brilliant ideas, I'm open for suggestions. Well, now you know what the first title was, and I've already forgotten what the title was. You tell me. So now I have 3 books, and they've done quite well for me, especially since I got on YouTube and my viewers started ordering the books. It has made a day for me, you might say. It's given me something to look forward to. You know, I'll soon be 88 years old. I had a bad accident 2 weeks ago that could very well have taken me right out of this world, but it didn't. I'm still here for a reason. I'm still wondering what that reason is, but I'll accept what comes. And today, I made chicken salad Now, if you've watched the video, I showed you how to bone your chicken and get all the bones out of it. I did that last night. You have to watch that video first before you listen to this. So today, I made chicken salad. It's good. I make very good chicken salad. Then I looked at a big bag of loose chicken. What am I going to do with it? I got some small Ziploc bags, those that are about this size. They're larger than the sandwich bags. In fact, I think they're the quart size. I just reached in my big bag, got a handful of loose chicken, filled that bag up, Ziploc, laid it aside, reached for another bag, filled it up, Ziploc, laid it aside. There's still more chicken. So I filled a third bag. Okay, I had 3 bags of chicken and a dish this size of chicken salad. Not bad for a rotisserie chicken. You don't realize you've got that much chicken when you either prepare one or buy one, and I don't ever do rotisserie. So I took the 3 bags, I flattened them, like this. Got them flat so they would be loose enough when after I took them out of the freezer, they'd thaw quickly. I wouldn't have to wait 2 or 3 hours. So now my 3 bags of chicken are in the freezer, laying flat, one on top of the other. They're ready for whatever I might want to make. I'm guessing with one of them, I will make a chicken casserole. I don't make chicken casserole very often. It's one of those special dishes that, well, I got that recipe from a lady. Actually, it was 47 years ago, too. It was 1977 when I got this recipe, and it's one that I swear by. And I think I've already put it on YouTube, so you can look it up. Give you a reason to see how many stories I've got on YouTube. And I don't know, I've got over 250 stories. This little noggin has contained that many stories that I could repeat. Well, I guess I'm doing better than I thought I was. So if I forget them, now they're written down. Now you can even watch me tell them again. I like that idea too. So I didn't have any other reason for coming on tonight. I'm watching Steve McQueen, one of my favorite actors. I've got a lot of favorite actors. He's one of them. And I forgot the name of the movie, but it doesn't matter. Today I called Spectrum. I said, I don't watch much television anymore. There's nothing on I want to see. And my bill is so high, I feel like I'm paying for nothing. What can we do? So the lady worked with me, and we tried to see what we could eliminate. Well, in the process of elimination, we were taking away and then adding to. Taking away, adding to. She was very helpful. But I knew when I was getting near the end of the list, I'm keeping too many of these channels. I ended up reducing my bill by $60. Well, that's $60 a month, so that's not too bad. Now, I may be going back and adding Netflix. because I don't like anything that's on the regular channel. I don't know if I want Netflix or Roku, is that what it's called? And Hulu. I don't know which of the three is probably the best for me to get. Because what I like are movies. Good old movies. So, that's about all I accomplished today. I did eat a little bit of some kind of strawberry dessert that was, I could have done better if I'd made it myself. So, but I'll tell you what I did. Now, I've told you the story about the time I bought the big, I think it was a chocolate pie, great big chocolate pie, you know, and it was on sale. And when I took it out of the refrigerator, it slid out of my hand onto the floor. Well, I've told you that story. That one goes way back 2 years ago. So I saw that the Edwards pie, frozen pies, they looked just as good, and they were buy one, get one free. These are big pies. Oh gosh, I never make pies. I don't need to eat them. But there was that pecan pie. It's been a long time since I've had a piece of pecan pie, and it sure does look good. Might as well get it. Half price. I said it was half price. It wasn't. It was buy one, get one free. I thought when I went up to the checkout counter that since I would just wanted one pie, they would just give it to me at half price. Didn't work that way. I had to get 2 pies. So I sent the grocery checker back to the far corner of the store. And I said, don't get me another pecan pie. Get me that one that's got the cookies and cream in it. Looked good and sounded good. So he came back up. Now, I've got 2 big pies. I shouldn't be eating those pies. And I haven't cut the pecan pie yet. I'm thinking I may have to wait till after tomorrow when I go see my doctor, because I don't want the levels of everything being too high. And then when I get back home, I'll cut me a piece of pecan pie. Now that's the kind of thing I used to do when I was young. When I was pregnant, I had to go to the doctor once a month, downtown Louisville, and I wouldn't eat anything sweet before I went to see the doctor because I didn't want him to fuss at me for my diet. But as soon as he examined me and gave me good report, I left that office building. I walked straight down 4th Street. This was in Louisville. Straight down 4th Street to Grant's. They had a Grant's on the corner. And it was on the corner across from where I used to work. And they had the conveyor belt. Remember when Woolworths had the conveyor belt at their lunch counter? Okay, Grant's had the conveyor belt. And what do you think I ordered? I ordered chocolate cake with a big dip of vanilla ice cream on it. Once a month. That was my treat after I went to the doctor, not before. So I'm going to do the same thing this week. After I see my doctor tomorrow, I'm coming home and I'm going to eat a small slice of pecan pie. I'll let you know how good it is. And remember, I bought one and got one free. They wouldn't let me just have half price on one of them. It didn't work that way. So I know this is a story that you just couldn't wait to hear. And I'm sure if I check up on my memories day by day, I'll be reminded of one or two more good stories from the past that I've long forgotten. I'll give Facebook credit for that. They do keep a file for you on all of your memories that you add to your Facebook page. And that's a good thing, because sometimes I look back and I read what I've written and I think, I can't believe I wrote that. Because every now and then, it's good. Other times I look at it and say, why did I write that? I'm still doing that with YouTube. I'm getting good comment from everyone. Oh, and by the way, now I know the ladies may not want me to do this, but I have to do this. I received a package in the mail today. I wasn't expecting this package. I was expecting a package, but not from this person. I knew the person I was expecting the package from. But who is this? I opened the package, and it was one of my viewers. Beautiful card with a note in it. And she had sent me a new teapot with cream and sugar for Easter. Oh, I wish I had the picture. I did take a picture of it, but I can't show it to you here because I don't know how to do that. But it has, the 3 pieces have lids with a little rabbit on the top of each lid. And the nice thing about the set is they match my table runner beautifully. The same colors. When I set the pieces down on top of my table runner, I said it looked like I bought them together because they go together so well. So I want the 2 ladies from Louisville, Kentucky to know that was very sweet of you. I know I'm going to enjoy my teapot. And just because it's got rabbits on it doesn't mean I can't use it year-round. I'm getting tickle in my throat. I may have to have something to drink. But anyway, these 2 ladies live in Louisville. My granddaughter Jessica lives in Louisville. And I'm going to suggest to them right now, she works at the huge Christian church in Louisville. Everybody knows about that church. She has a very good job there. And she has invited Jan and Charlie and me to her house Easter Sunday for their Easter service. She's very anxious for us to see the service. So for the 2 ladies that gave me the pretty teapot, cream and sugar, I'm going to suggest to you that if you don't have a special thing planned for Easter Sunday, they'll have more than one service during the day. They always do because they have large crowds. But you might consider going to the church service, and you can see where my granddaughter is a part of that establishment, and she works very hard at making everything good useful and helpful in other people's lives. So, I'm going to stop with that, get back to, well, Steve McQueen movie just ended. Now I'll have to see what's coming on next. Maybe it'll be Cary Grant, and I wouldn't miss a Cary Grant movie. I hope you've enjoyed my little tit for tat. It doesn't amount to much. It's just, as they say, chit-chat with Granny Pat. So I hope you made it all the way through to the end. And let me know what you think of my trip to Las Vegas. I have 2 or 3 stories come from the trip to Las Vegas. And I keep saying one of these days I'm going to tell the other stories. But I'll put them on the back burner when I can't come up with something else. But I've been to Las Vegas once. I loved it. It was more than I expected. Even when I was there, you may not remember Mel Torme and, oh gosh, what the beautiful black lady singer. Her name, I know her name, but names leave me. Anyway, they were appearing, and the nice thing was, they were both singers from my era. The younger people in my group attending the conference, probably Lena Horne, that's who I'm trying to think of. Beautiful Lena Horne and Mel Torme were appearing one night while I was there, and they were from my era, and I don't know whatever happened to either one of them. I'm sure they're not alive today because they'd be much older than I am. But anyway, those are the things, my memories. I got to fool my mother by making her think I was Miss Kitty on Gunsmoke. And that was a little fun thing. But somewhere there in my house, there was an 8x10 picture of me with the Jack Daniels bottle and the big gun lying on the table and the beautiful big rose on the hat that I was wearing. I'm going to find that. I think it's time it got framed and hung on the wall. You have a good night. Have a good weekend. And I'll let you know what the doctor has to say about this big egg on the back of my head. It's right back here. It's still there. I can feel it, but it's going down, and I'm going to be fine. I don't want any of you worrying about me. I will be fine. So you have a good night, and thanks for watching.